Hi Dina, Oceana here with G3 Agency with your free website audit for K&K Construction in Commerce City, Colorado. In this free SEO website audit provided by G3 Agency, I'm going to show you 3 to 4 things that you can do to get K&K Construction in front of the people who are searching for hardscape services in the Denver metro area. So thank you so much for reaching out back to me. Like I said on the phone, I don't expect anything in return for this video. I do this stuff professionally. These videos are free and they're just to basically just to do as much good in the world as I can, be an educating factor, and help as many small local family kind of businesses as I can with the skills that I've learned, because that's why I learned these skills. So without further ado, let's jump right in. The first thing that I always check for when I audit a website is a click-to-call phone number at the top. So you've got a phone number and it's displayed really nicely, but it's not a click-to-call. I would make that change. It's just going to be a quick and simple change, but it will help increase the number of people who actually call after landing on your site. 70% of people who are going to visit your website, about 70% are going to be on their phones, and that just makes that transition from curious to customer a little bit easier for them. Okay, and next is content. So how many words are on the page and are they relevant, as well as what are the images saved as? So I can tell you right now, you do not have nearly enough content on your homepage. We like to see, well, Google actually likes to see, this is all based on what Google likes because that's the search engine that most people are using. So Google really likes to see like 3,000 words minimum on the homepage. You're going to basically blast the competition out of the water with 3,000 relevant words on your homepage about what you do. Google's going to see that. They're going to notice that you're an expert in what you're doing. You must know a lot because you have a lot of content. And that'll help you to show up at the top of the Google results for certain key phrases. And then over here, if I right click on an image, I can click Save Image As, and this was saved as this string of letters and numbers. So that's not helping you. What you want to do is actually resave these images as key phrases that people are typing into Google every month when they're looking for your services in your service area. And I'll show you how to find those key phrases, and I'll actually show you a couple that I found when doing a little research for you. So let's go over to the tool that I use. This is called Ahrefs. This tool gives me an in-depth look into how a website is performing, which is really fun. So you've got your UR and DR scores. This stands for your URL rating and domain rating. And they are basically on a scale from 0 to 100, how trustworthy does Google think that your exact URL, so the exact page, and your entire website are, respectively. So this would be just for your home page. This 0 here is for your entire website. So I can tell just by looking at this that you've put a bit of work into, or you've gotten a little lucky with some referring domains for your home page, but you haven't done much for the other pages on your site, which is fairly typical, but definitely something you want to do better with. So you're going to want to have some backlinks pointing to the other pages on your site as well. And I'll explain backlinks. So a backlink is any link that goes from another website back to yours, and a referring domain is a website that has one of those links to your site on it. So you've got 11 different referring domains or websites pointing to your website a total of 20 times. And then also we have organic keywords. So this is, you've got 9 key phrases, which might be a better way of, keyword is confusing because it can be a string of words. So these are basically different phrases that a person could type into Google and have you show up in the first 100 results. Now, unfortunately, being number 11 is just about as bad as being non-existent because very few people actually move on from the first page of Google. Usually people just either find a result that they like on that first page, which shows the top 10, or they give up. So being number 11, 12, etc. is just not helpful, which is why you can be showing up for 9 keywords and only be getting 17 traffic from them. But we can click on that and see what you're showing up for. So basically your name and also this A and K. So you are showing up in the first position for the 30 people a month that are typing K Construction Company, which is nice. But if that's actually you and you're the one that they're looking for, then that's fantastic. But you're only showing up if somebody knows who you are and they're trying to find you. You're not showing up for anything if a person would like to know who to go with and have no idea. So they know that they need your services. They're looking for someone to help them create a patio or a driveway or whatever, but they don't know who they're going with. They're not going to be typing in your name. So I'll show you some fun key phrases that you could use. So I typed in like the little areas around Denver, and I cross-searched that with some services that you offer, and here's what I came up with. So we have the first one is Concrete Contractor Denver. That's pretty good. That describes something that you do and the area you do it in, which is very important. This is what we call a local keyword, and it will be a lot more effective than one that would not include the area, which we would call a national keyword, and those are kind of a different sport. So KD stands for keyword difficulty, and what it is again on a scale from 0 to 100. How difficult does this tool Ahrefs think it will be to get to the first page of Google for that exact key phrase? Now, 250 people are typing this into Google every month, so that would be a really good one to show up on the first page for. But with a keyword difficulty of 11, now that's pretty low. It's definitely within reach for someone who knows what they're doing, but for someone who's a beginner like you, I would suggest that you stick with these lower KDs like 0. We really like to go after like 5 and below because they're going to take less time, less effort to get to the first page. Now, it's not going to happen overnight no matter what you do. That's simply not how search engine optimization works, but you're going to see a lot faster results with less work when you go after those lower KDs. So I'm going to use this one, Concrete Patios Denver, as my example. It's got 150 people searching for it. So that's pretty cool. But you can see here, if I scroll down, you've got some other ones. You're welcome to pause the video and take note of these. But some of these are going to be useful for you and some of them are simply not. You might not do concrete cutting. So even though 70 people are looking for it, that's just not going to help you. Decorative concrete Denver though might be helpful, but look at this KD is a little higher. So that's kind of how we find those key phrases there. Now I already typed in Concrete Patios Denver into Google, so this is the results we get. There's usually some ads at the top. It's not showing up for me right now, but it doesn't matter. Most people skip past those anyway. They have their time and place, but not for this presentation. And then we have the map pack. So what this is it's the top 3 top 3 map results. And basically there are a few factors that go into this. We have proximity, relativity, and like authority, I think. And so basically how you get to the top of this is with citations. So there's other tricks and stuff too with your optimizing your GMB, which is your Google My Business, but the best and most straightforward way to go about it is you want to first make sure that you've claimed your Google My Business. So look your own business up on Google. Check out they show you a little card on the right side here that'll have a picture and your name and your phone number and address. So you want to make sure your name, address, and phone number are exactly listed correctly. And then you want to take that exact information, spelled the exact same way, and plaster it all over different directories. So like Yext, City Star, White Pages, Yellow Pages, Facebook, all these different directories. You can go in there and list your information for your business. And now some of them, some of them are going to be more powerful than others, kind of like backlinks, but basically the more the better. There's not so much that dragging your score down that happens like with the backlinks. As much. I wouldn't go plaster your information all over some random site, in the comments or anything, but if you go to legitimate directories, you'll be fine. So you definitely want to get more citations than your competitors have. Okay, none of that is as exciting though as being in this number one spot here. This is what is called the number one organic result, and it will statistically get 30% of all of the traffic that comes to this page. So of those 150 people that search concrete patios Denver in each month on average, 45 of those are going to be clicking on this first result. Now this one's a little funky because it's a 0 KD. Basically, Google would prefer to show a local result over a directory result like Yelp if it thinks that the local result is worthy of being in that first place. However, because the first local result is the second result here, this kind of backs up that 0 KD or keyword difficulty where, you know, your competition isn't really trying that hard to be in that first position or else they would be. So this is kind of a low-hanging fruit, not too difficult to do. So, but what we can still do, it's still helpful to look at their site, check out what they're doing, think, what is it that they're doing that makes it so that they're showing up at the first page? They're doing something right. They're on the first page and we're not, right? So what is it that they're doing? What can we copy and what can we do better than them? So first of all, content. How many words are on the page? A little bit more than you, but not that much more. Definitely not that 3,000 word minimum we talked about. And then if you right click on an image, save image as, are they taking advantage of this? And they're not. So they're not saving their images properly. So that's another way we can get ahead. And then finally, we can throw them in this tool here and see that they've got a UR score of 10, a DR score of 2.4. These are not real impressive scores either. Only a couple of backlinks, but they are showing up for quite a few organic keywords. So we can click here and we can see that they are showing up for concrete patios Denver. We already knew that. Let's see, they're also showing up for, is there anything else exciting here? See, here's one, a good example of a bad example of a keyword. So retaining concrete. That might be a good service, right? But there's no mention of the area. So these 100 people that are searching that every month, even if you're in the first position, how many of those people do you think would just happen to be in the Denver area? Very few, right? Most people are going to be in New York, Los Angeles, or Chicago because that's where most of the people are. So you definitely, that's why you want to go after the ones that have a reference to the area, Denver, or kids say Littleton or whatever. Okay, so that is the end of my presentation. I really hope that you found this helpful. I really love doing these for local owned businesses. Here's my phone number. Here's my email address. If you need help with any of this, of course, reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to you about your options. But I just really hope that you get something good out of this. And I would love some feedback. Let me know if I talk too fast or if this presentation is way too long. You know, and then, yeah, just a real quick recap. You want to increase the relevant content on your site, 3,000 words on the home page, 1,500 or more on the other pages. Be seen as an expert in Google's eyes. Then implement some backlinks from highly relevant and credible sources, and make sure to include keywords like concrete patios, Denver, and those other ones that people are actually typing, so you don't waste your time on things that aren't helpful. And then add citations, your name, address, and phone number to different directories across the web to boost your GMB listing up into the map pack, drive those potential clients to your website, and get them on the phone. All right. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I look forward to your feedback. All right, bye.